So far, we'll go through a few of my trades, or all of my trades. I've had one, sorry. I was on my hands yesterday, sat on my hands yesterday. Uh, yeah, so I'm just in the chat here. I'm in the live on the Edgefield Discord. Does anyone use Anchored View App? Yep. So we'll go through a couple of view apps and everything like that. Opening range plays and see what was on the cards yesterday. So let's go to the ES chart. Let's go out to the 50-minute. Obviously, we gapped up to start the week, right? So I was on stream with Andre on Monday. We do our Edgefield live streams Monday and Friday, and then obviously pre-market in here on Wednesday through to Friday, right? At 8 a.m. But I like the longs. I just didn't like the buying price of here. And Andre was speaking about a potential short off this level at the opening range high. We gapped up quite heavily to start the week after Friday closed on its highs on Friday. And I like the longs. I waited patiently. We got a dip below to that 800 level that I was speaking about. If we put the Anchored View app in like this, we got back above the View app and I bought it and I got out at the opening range high. So that was my one trade for the week. I didn't trade yesterday. I actually sat on my hands and I'll explain why. So firstly, just I think the two things from my Monday trade, trading line with the trend, right? We did break to the opening range low, but I still like the longs from the gap up and momentum was still to the high. So I just needed to wait for a pullback. So I wasn't buying at the high of day. The second thing, right, and from my no trade day yesterday was I sat on my hands. I had this level here that I was watching, right, like this, from pre-market like that, and up to the bottom there like this. And look how we actually chop around. Some of the guys that I trade live with on stream, they took some shorts off the highs here, back down to the lows. Really nice trade. But I just thought sitting on my hands was the play. And by the time we broke out here, I was really kind of off the desk. So nothing really for me in play yesterday. And that's okay. I think the biggest thing in your trading is knowing when to press and when to back off. If markets aren't in your favor and aren't in line with the way that you want to trade, just step back. No trade is better than trying to force something. So that was my game plan or my takeaway from yesterday. We're obviously moving higher overnight. Stocks are all green here across the board. AMD actually had they had some news released yesterday in terms of the analysis, and that actually sparked this up higher. And I was looking for some longs later on in the session. I missed it. I didn't like the price action going to the close, but we are up 6% pre-market here, and maybe we could be potential for longs on the cards. Let's go through to that opening candle continuation. I did tweet about this earlier this week, but if we go to AMD and we actually look at that first hour's candle, so what this does is if the first hour prints, so from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, if it prints bullish, we have a 73% chance in the last 6 months, 73% chance closing as a bullish closing day. Vice versa for the shorts, a 78% chance of closing red. And you can look at this across the board. We can even look at Microsoft. Microsoft was breaking out yesterday as well. And we can see 78 and 82. So that's in the last 6 months. I mean, that's pretty hot. Microsoft, as I mentioned, was breaking out yesterday to close out the trading day. We can see we traded lower at the open, similar to the S&P 500, and then rallied for the rest of the day, up 1% from the lows. So obviously trend is definitely higher right now. YM, if I'm not mistaken, is at all-time highs. YM was just on a tear yesterday, breaking out very, very aggressively. There wasn't even a down, we were above the previous day's highs, just breaking out. And that ran since the opening range high, that ran like over 400, 500 points. But I'm mainly focused on ES at the moment, ES and individual stock names. We'll see what we do get. I would like on ES longs above these pre-market highs. Okay. And then I am going to be wary of just coming in and buying. We have been on a massive run this week. So I do want to be careful of just buying at higher prices and then maybe shorts below this 880 level. So we'll keep that in mind in going into the open. But as you can see, even the DAX ripping. So Eurex markets ripping this morning as well. Even the South African market ripping too, as well as the Japanese Nikkei. So Robinhood, we can have a look at that too. Looks pretty bullish going into today's open as well, kind of forming a base here and maybe potential plays. But I think for me, I'm looking at the opening range, VWAP, and that opening candle continuation play. So heading into the open, No trades on at the moment. We'll sit patiently. As I said, my takeaway from yesterday was just knowing when to sit on my hands, knowing when to push and when to back off. I'll be live on stream on ASFX TV, which is the link in my bio over here. Okay. The rest of the day. And then on Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Andre and I are live. Mondays and Fridays is the Edgeful stream. My streams are on every single day, Tuesdays through to Thursdays, where I'm on live stream there. So, as I said, I think waiting for the first 15 minutes to set up the opening range. I don't want to be buying at these levels on ES. I would rather wait for a pullback and maybe look for a buy off this level. Or if we start rolling over, look for shorts in continuation. That's my game plan right now. I hope that you guys are setting your levels and having a good session too. And then we'll see you for the rest of the day. I'll be in the Edgeful chat as well. Have a good one. Hoa, see you in here, Eddie. Yeah, just be careful of buying at highs. That's what my takeaway. Knowing when to press, knowing when to back off. Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you